come and go as they please. Okay, and if anything down here is negative, if they find anything down here bad they don't like, they're going to leave the area. So it's very important that we make this a positive experience for the dolphins as well as ourselves. Now, before we go on any further, I would like to introduce a couple of people. First of all, everybody say good afternoon to Nicole here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Very good. Everybody wave to Pete real quick. This is Pete, the video guy. There you go. Pete, the video guy. Did you get that, Pete?
Yeah, that's it.
Pete, the video guy. I like that. Now, Pete's going to be videotaping you guys while you're down in the water today, but I like to ask you, please do not look up at him. If you're sitting around the dock, you see him, point your camera at you, kind of go like that. Don't no big waves like I just allowed you to do. Why? Because if you do, this will happen. If that happens, then this has to happen. Paychecks. Paychecks, very good. Okay, you can have a little paycheck. There we go. All right, so unless you got paychecks with you, no big ones. All right. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to allow 6 of you at a time to come down into the water. We'll start at the ladder, work our way around in a clockwise fashion. 4, there we go. Come on down, gang. Hey, ma'am, just so that you know that's a dolphin behind you, not me, okay?
Got it.
He's got me slapped way too many times. I'm not going to take credit. All right, sir, we're going to come up and back to back with her for me.
Can you touch it?
Okay, guys, go ahead and touch. Put your feet flat. Stay very still for me, okay? Don't move. Come over here. Come over here. Right there. Stay right there, okay? Come over here, Scarab. Don't lose that guy. There you go. Go ahead and touch. Go ahead and touch.
I like that.
Very good. Just use one hand, buddy. Just use one hand, remember?
I know.
One hand. Put the other one behind you if you can, all right?
I can't.
You can't.
Short.
You're too short. We'll bend over.
No.
Get wet.
No.
Here.
Okay. Hey. Come over here.
All right, guys. We're going to talk a little about dolphins now. I'll tell you a little bit about these animals. These are mammals. They are Atlantic bottlenose dolphins. They are mammals. They are not fish. If any of you guys ever been to a restaurant and opened up the menu and seen dolphin on the menu, this is not what you are getting. You're getting a fish. It's also called mahi-mahi or dorado. It's a very good eating fish. This is a mammal. Shares the same characteristics as other mammals in that they give birth to the young alive. They nurse with mother's milk. They're warm-blooded, air-breathing, and they also have hair at some point in time of their life. Now, most of us probably look down at a dolphin and wonder where in the world is the hair. Well, if you look at the upper lip or the upper beak there, see right there, guys, down here? Right there, they're a little black or little white dots. Now, these are where hair follicles once were. Dolphins are actually born with a cute little blonde mustache. Yes, very cute, but the only problem is when our dolphins found out they were coming to the Bahamas, they asked us if we wouldn't mind shaving it off, because everybody knows if you have hair in the Bahamas, somebody's going to chase you down and try to braid it. See? Anybody else get caught? Anybody else get caught yet? There you go. Yeah. No, actually, a dolphin will lose that mustache shortly before, shortly after birth. There's no need for hair in the environment where these animals live. Next thing I want to talk about is that beak thing. We already pointed that out there, getting you in places you probably don't want it. It's called a rostrum. Now, inside that rostrum, you'll notice there's about 80 to 100 teeth, which are used primarily for catching and killing prey. Now, dolphins generally do not chew their food. You'll notice today as we feed the animals that they just swallow the fish down. And the reason we believe they do this is because it's easier to squeeze the water out from around the fish that they are eating. Okay? Dolphins are no more capable of processing salt water than we are. They do not drink salt water. As a matter of fact, they get their hydration from the blood of the fish that they are eating. So by using very powerful throat and tongue muscles, they'll squeeze the water right out from around the fish. Now, the next thing I want to say is that dolphins do not breathe through their mouths and they have no vocal cords, which means they cannot make sound through the mouth. All the sounds you'll ever hear coming from a dolphin comes from that blowhole on the back of the head. That one. Okay? Or the sounds that you're probably more familiar with. Listen, ready, guys? Here we go. Anybody hear that? All those sounds were coming from the blowhole. Now, those of you that admitted you were flipper fans earlier, anybody still willing to admit it? Okay, a few of you. Okay, fine. You guys can't come down and touch. Now, actually, do any of you know where those sounds that Flipper made actually came from?
Hollywood. A tape.
Hollywood? A tape? A tape of what, though? A tape of a dolphin? Excuse me?
A balloon.
A balloon? Very good. It could have been a balloon. Any of you guys ever heard that guy by the name of Mel Blanc?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny. He did Flipper. Guys, wash your hands. We're going to back up now. Remove your hands from the dolphin. All right, outstanding. If I can get you please to step back away from the edge, exit for me. Exit the ladder here. And the next group of 6 people that like to come down, go ahead and move on to the ladder. Come on in. Yeah, you know, let's try it. Those people over there, they were saying how they were kind of hot earlier. I don't know. Here, big smile, cheese. There we go. What's your name?
Clark.
Clark? Clark. Say Clark. That was Clark and Dolphin. Was that Clark and Dolphin? Okay. Would you like Clark to touch you? Would you like Clark? Yeah, okay. Clark, he wants you to touch him. He wants you to touch him on his belly. See, watch.
Oh, look at a belly.
All right, guys, we're going to talk a little bit more about the dolphins. Next thing I want to talk about are the fins located on either side of the body, and they're called pectoral fins. The pecs are used for steering and braking. If we were to take an x-ray picture of that fin, you see a bone structure that's very similar to the human arm or shoulder, arm, and hand. Okay, dolphins actually have 5 digits down inside this fin. Guys, can we see that fin? Can you stick it up there for me? All right, up here. Stick that fin up for me. Here, fin, way up high. Get it up there. Very good. Behind our next fin back is that large triangular shaped fin on the back there. We'll get it up in the air so you can see it right there. It's called a dorsal fin. Now the dorsal fin has no bone structure and it has no muscle control. As a matter of fact, everybody right now reach up and grab your right earlobe. Everybody reach up and grab it, twist around. Come on, you big red bow people too. Reach up and grab your... No, your other one right there is not doing it. There we go. Everybody doing it. Reach up. Come on, everybody do it. Would you reach up and grab your earlobe? Thank you. Twist it around a little bit. All right, now reach around and grab your lip. Everybody reach around and grab your lip. Okay, now those 2 tissues are made of the same thing. Here, by the way, reach around and grab that left earlobe. See, the big red people are really easy to train. No, I'm joking. What it is this tissue. Oh, okay, here you go. What it is, this tissue is made up of the same tissue that makes up the dolphin's dorsal fin. It's called collagen. It's a very soft and a very flimsy tissue, as you can tell. You can just reach and flip it right there. Okay. Next thing is the area behind the dorsal fin is called the peduncle or the tail area. It's mostly made up of muscle. And at the very back, there's a large paddle-like shape that we call the tail flukes. Okay, and the tail flukes are spread out like that at the back, and they're used in a up-down fashion to propel the dolphins through the water at a maximum swimming speed of 17 miles an hour. So for most of us, that seems pretty fast, but there is an animal that lives in the ocean that's much faster, and it is the shark. Okay, as a matter of fact, it's the predatory shark. They've actually been clocked doing speeds averaging anywhere from 30 to 45 miles an hour. Okay, remember earlier, I said the shark is the dolphin's #1 natural predator. You can see why. Okay, palm of the hand, please. Okay, as a matter of fact, there are about 370 different kinds of sharks, and out of that number, about 30 to 40 behind the eyes of the wolf. Okay? About 30 to 40 of them are considered predatory sharks, and they do go after, catch, kill, and eat dolphins quite regularly. All right, that's the way it works out there. They're part of that food chain. Dolphins do not like sharks. They do not attack sharks. As a matter of fact, there's never been a documented case of a dolphin ever attacking a large predatory shark. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Y'all just keep going. If I can get the next group of 6 people that would like to come down, go ahead and form a line over here at the ladder for me. And once the last person is out of the water, then you guys can start coming down. Let's see, we have 3, 4 there. We need 2 more. Should I warn them that they're about to...
Hungry all the time.
What's that?
It's just like my cocker. It's hungry all the time.
All the time. Yes. But they only eat once a day. Usually starts about 9 in the morning and ends at 5 in the evening. All right, gang, watch your hands. We're going to back them up now. Put them in reverse. Beep, beep. There we go. All right, go ahead and step back away from the edge and exit for me. Is it all right to get them wet? Yeah? Okay. Guys, do this. Hate it when that happens.
Isn't that wonderful?
One more time.
You might want to take this one.
Go for it.
About dolphins today. Behind the eyes and below. Guys, I want to try this one more time. When you touch the dolphin, touch them behind the eyes and behind the blowhole. Reason for this is because you guys wouldn't want me to come up and just start rubbing my hands all in your face, would you? Especially if you didn't know who I was. Same thing with a dolphin. They don't want your hands up in your face. So be very, very careful, okay? She's got one hand for me. Excellent. Questions? Yes?
The people can hold on to the back of the dorsal fin and ride around. Can people really do that?
Can people really do that? Sure we can. Sure we can. It's called a dorsal toe. Okay, and all we'll do is we'll cup our hand like this. We'll just cup the hand, and they'll come up and they'll place their dorsal fin in it and just pull us right around. We don't really hold on to it. And the reason we don't hold on to it is because we want to give the dolphin the option to pull out if they want. Okay? So if they don't like the behavior, then they'll quit.
Where are you holding on?
Right there.
What was that?
Just do it like this.
Like this.
Right there.
Yeah.
You got a question? Yes. Very good question. Do dolphins attack some kinds of sharks? Yes. Some sharks they will go after and eat. Okay, some of the smaller sharks, but those sharks are no danger to them. Okay, they're really small. As a matter of fact, there are some sharks they get smaller than this. Okay, and that's usually the kind of sharks that dolphins will go after.
You're hungry.
Questions about dolphins? Raise your hand, please. Yes. Go ahead. Do they eat plankton? No, those are whales. Those are baleen whales. Go ahead.
I'm a zoo ghost, and I wonder, do you ever put vitamins in?
Yes, we do put vitamins. As a matter of fact, we do. The reason we give the dolphins vitamins is because we buy our fish frozen. And by freezing the fish, we make sure the dolphins get a healthy diet. We make sure that there are no parasites and toxins in the food that they are eating. But at the same time, the freezing process does eliminate some of the vitamin content of the fish that they're eating. So what we do is supplement by giving our dolphins multivitamin, vitamin B, B12, vitamin C, as well as calcium for some of the animals. Yes, right here.
The dolphins just jump over the bridge and swim away.
What to prevent them from it?
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing. As a matter of fact, Garrett jumped over that net a few times just to go out and swim around and came back and jumped back into the
So
facility.
they like it around here, they don't want to leave.
Apparently so. As a matter of fact, it brings up another point that I was talking about earlier. Remember I was telling you about the advanced training program we have. We have a very unique program in the fact that we have dolphins that will open up an underwater door, release them. Once they are out, they are free. There's no harness, no restraining device whatsoever, which means they can take off and leave. They'll follow us about a mile offshore to do a scuba dive. Once we are done, we'll come back up. Tell you what, guys, can y'all back up? Keep your feet still. Don't move, because if you start crowding up the dolphins, they will back up. All right? We'll take the dolphins out to do a scuba dive. Once we're done with that dive, we'll come back up, get in the boat, drive back to the facility, open up the gate. The dolphin will swim right back in of their own free will. So we give our dolphins the option to leave, and they always come back.
That's really
So why are they coming back? Safety, security. This is a safe environment for them. It could partially be food, not entirely, because they'll get 85% of their diet out there. So basically, they probably should stay out there in theory. Okay? But we believe that the dolphins come back because it's a much safer environment. Same reason we go home at night and lock our doors. Okay? So given the option to leave, we've actually proven scientifically with the United States Navy's help that given the option to leave, the dolphins will always come back to a controlled environment. The United States Navy has been taking dolphins out to the open ocean for over 30 some odd years now, and they've only lost 5 animals. And there have been occasions where the dolphins have gotten spooked or lost. They found them, but there have only been 5 animals that they have been lost permanently. Okay, so statistically that's 0. And the reason we believe they come back is because it's a much safer environment than it is out there in the wild. Hey guys, show them watch your hands. We're going to back up now. Y'all did a wonderful job. Go ahead and exit for me. And next group. Down to that ladder and get ready to come in. Yes, sir. Very good question. Why are they eating the fish I'm feeding them rather than the fish down here in the pool? Guys, watch. This happens kind of quick, okay? Which is easier to catch? Did y'all catch that? All right. Do whales eat fish? Yes, some whales do eat fish. Matter of fact, these are whales. They're also dolphins. Question, yes?
If you didn't feed them those fish that you're feeding them now, would they eat other ones?
Sure they would. If your mom didn't feed you, wouldn't go out and kill the local cat? Maybe a bad choice, huh? How much does scarab weigh? Scarab's probably about 550 to 600 pounds. The average weight for an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin can run anywhere from 400 to 700 pounds. Range up anywhere from 7 to 10 feet in length. Yes, ma'am?
Do they like humans and like to be touched, or is it just
We don't know. We don't know. It's a very good question, and the answer is we just don't know. What's going on right now is that we're positively reinforcing a positive behavior. Okay, very much like, for example, those of you that are parents. You want the little people to do something, okay, or to perform a desired behavior, for example, clean up your room. Okay, you always offer that little positive stimulus, which is, you know, maybe not necessarily food, but maybe ice cream, maybe letting them play with their Nintendo, whatever the case may be. Okay, it works very much the same way. Positive stimuli, positive stimulus for positive behavior. So we know you know, like for example, Ocean, Carib, they have done programs, you know, and I've only been fed, you know, a handful of fish. All right, so it could, yeah, if you'd like to, sure. So some of it could be, you know, completely tactile. Some of the reinforcement is with food. But it varies. It varies from animal to animal. And, you know, do they like people? I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. I do know that when I get really excited with the tactile, that for a couple of dolphins that, for example, when I do a session with Carib, I'll spend a lot of time with her after she's done a really good job. And basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the human interaction mean a little bit more than it probably normally would. Okay, but that's being something that I'm training into her. I don't know if, you know, is something that you know, maybe she just likes me being around, or if not. We don't know. We really don't. Over here, yes ma'am.
I've seen sometimes with killer whales or dolphins, kind of go off to the side.
Kind of like scarabs?
What causes that? Is that something they do?
Hang on. Stop touching for sure. Act like that. See the dorsal fin, how it's bent? What causes that? Number of things. First of all, remember this part right here? Remember doing that?
There you go.
Click that a couple times, see what that feels like. Now imagine stacking something like that, for example, the orca, or killer whale. Okay, that is the largest species of dolphin, and it quite commonly has a bent over dorsal fin. Why? You're stacking collagen 5-6 feet in the air. Eventually gravity is going to take hold. There are a number of reasons for this possibly happening. One, heat. Okay, just like our earlobes and our lips, when they get hot, they get very soft and very flimsy. When a dolphin's dorsal fin gets very hot, it gets very soft and very flimsy. Okay. Another possibility could excuse me. Turn. Watch the dolphin speak. Okay. Another possibility could be that dolphins, the fact that dolphins go through a growing spurt. When they start this growing spurt, that dorsal fin will actually get much softer than it normally is. So if it does bend over at that time, and when they come out of that growing spurt, it hardens back up. If it's bent a little bit, that's the way it's going to be. There's nothing wrong with it. Remember earlier I said there's no bone structure and no muscle control to it. So there's nothing, it doesn't matter. Even if it could bend all the way over like that. Okay? Only thing a dolphin would have to do is compensate for the deformity. Okay? For example, Scarab's our dominant male here, and he has half his left pectoral fin gone. You see that? Okay? He was bitten off by a shark when he was still a wild dolphin. Alright? But yet, he's still the dominant male. All they have to do is compensate. It's not because they're sad and in captivity or anything like that, because you will see it with dolphins and whales in the wild also. Guys, is that about time there, Nicole?
Mm-hmm.
All right, watch your hands. We're going to back up. Go ahead and exit for us. Yes, sir.
What's the name of that dolphin over there that keeps jumping?
I don't know. You keep doing something like these guys are getting ready to do out there? Next group, come on down. I tell you, we can hold off a second just on the questions until we get this other group in the water. It'll work out really well. You guys, just a guys, come on down. Phil, gotcha. Scuba diving.
Yeah. I think it's like having flies all over your food.
That thing's got to be as big as you, isn't it? Come on down here. Come on down here.
She's
Need
young.
one more in the water. Come on down, bud. Right here, face the camera.
Just concentrate on this part.
Alright. Very good. Buddy, come right over here. You're right behind her. Very good. Just like right in back there. Just like that.
No.
Yeah. Right there. Very good. Guys, go ahead and reach down and touch. Who had the question?
I've got a question.
Yes.
How come they swim alongside ships?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Any ocean ship I've been on, I think like there's always at one point been dolphins swimming alongside, jumping out of the water.
Mm-hmm. Good surf, man.
Pardon?
Good surf.
Is that all?
Good surf. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They get up there, and the front of a big boat puts off a really nice pressure wave. The back of the boat puts off a really nice wake. The dolphin will get in those and surf right along. Cover a great distance, not have to exert any energy whatsoever. They're exhibiting what we call a play behavior. Now, some old seagoers may say, well, back in the olden days, they used to tell us that whenever we had dolphins off the bow of our ships, they were leading us through safe waters. And I'm sorry, I just can't see a dolphin knowing what a 100, 200 ton ship can get through. Okay, if they can figure that one out, man, I tell you, okay, because I tell you, if the boat would have turned left, they would have went left. If the boat would have went right, they would have went right. They don't care. They're just there for the fun of it. You stop the boat, they're done. Go play somewhere else. How many people have not gone in the water yet?
I haven't. There's 2 over here.
2? Tree? Okay, good.
Sit down.
Yeah, you can. You're almost there.
That's my foot going right now.
Go all the way down.
Well, that's swimming
Go all the way down.
Ready?
Here we go.
You're down.
All right. What do you think, Scarab? Okay. Ooh. Who was that?
Is that you, Johanna?
What was that?
That's the belly.
Belly.
Questions about dolphins, anybody? This is the place to find out, yeah.
How long do they live in?
Oh, very good question. How long do they live? And you asked how long they live specifically in captivity? Average is right about 19 to 20 years.
So when you get it,
Would you like to know how long a dolphin lives in the wild, though? Average, 15 to 17 years. Dolphins are actually living much longer, healthier lives under human care than they are in the wild.
so they're different than the killer whale, or
Excuse me?
they're different than the killer whale.
They're dolphins.
Oh, yeah, in fact,
They're part of 36 different species of dolphin. Okay, the killer whale, the orca, being the largest species of dolphin. This is like a middle size right here. The smallest Chilean dolphin only getting up to about 3 to 4 feet in length. Okay, but dolphins do live longer, healthier lives under human care than they do in the wild for very obvious reasons. We already talked about one. Sharks. Sharks in the wild. The food they eat, as a matter of fact, the food they eat out in the wild is not very good. It's one of the biggest killers of dolphins today are toxins and parasites in the fish that they're eating out there. Scientists are even telling us that today the fish population in the wild is depleting, so it's getting harder and harder for dolphins to find food every day. I mean, you always hear about people trying to save the dolphins and save the whales, but you very rarely ever hear about people trying to save the fish. So, hey man, that's what dolphins eat. You know, if the fish disappear, this guy's gonna disappear too. Dolphins under human care, on the other hand, longer, healthier lives. There's no predators to worry about. Frozen fish diet, we talked about that. And last but not least, dolphins under human care have excellent medical benefits. Because, you know, they get sick, we just call the doc, have them come down and check them out. You know, we have veterinarians, veterinarian on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, if the dolphins get sick. Whereas if a dolphin in the wild gets sick, they generally get eaten up by a predator. That's the way it works. That's the food chain.
What's your oldest dolphin?
Right there. Scarab. Yep.
26?
Somewhere between 26 and 30. We're not real sure. I think he's more like 30. From what I've seen of other dolphins, I would guess him to be closer to 30 years of age. So he passed that average lifespan up a long time ago. Isn't that right, stud man? And you still going strong, right? You go, boy. Yeah.
How long do they
So what's the oldest known dolphin?
Go ahead.
How long do they normally like hold their breath?
Longest we've ever seen a dolphin hold the breath average is right about 8 minutes. 8 minutes. But a dolphin normally will breathe about 4 to 5 times a minute. Okay, and the reason dolphins can actually hold their breath for a long period of time, the average dolphin can hold their breath for a long period of time, is because when a dolphin takes in a big breath of air, they'll utilize about 89 to 90% of the oxygen that they take in, whereas as a human, for example, will only utilize about 19 to 20%. Okay, so they are capable of utilizing a lot more of that oxygen, but there are some well-trained athletes that can hold their breath up to 10 minutes. So, you know, it really depends. We can get the next group to move around to the ladder and get ready to come down.
Can one of us stay in the water? Or
Stand behind you.
Oh, wait, Mike.
Sure.
Mike just said he wants to come
If you
in.
can kind of step back there after whoever's going to stay, just stand right back here after we push it back. All right, go ahead and watch your hands. We're going to back up now. We're going to give you guys a chance for a photo opportunity, so go ahead and spin around, point your cameras that way. And we're going to get these guys. I know the sun's in a bad spot. Maybe we can do it off this way. I'm not real sure. Hang on a second, buddy. I'll get right to you. Let's try over here. Let's see if they'll jump over here. Right over here. I'll kind of direct it. If I see them go that way, I'll tell you to turn and face that way. So you have a seat so the people behind you can get a shot. You ready? No, if you're going straight out. Okay, let's get that last group in the water. These cases, these very few cases have actually come about is that the dolphins were performing a play behavior. We've seen them push barrels to shore and mattresses to shore and driftwood to shore and all kinds of trash to shore. I mean, we could even say they were just trying to clean up their ocean to get the people out of it, you know? We don't know exactly what's going on. But we do recognize it as a play behavior, and they were fortunate to get pushed in the right direction. We don't get to talk to the people, they push out to sea. You know, if there's any, we don't know. Right? Okay. Always agreeing with me. Yes. Do they eat any kind of fish? Sometimes they're a little picky. You know, they would probably prefer a fish that's not real, has a solid bone structure. They'd probably like to have a softer bone fish, okay? Because sometimes when they eat it, the stomach doesn't accept it, and they'll just kind of throw it back up.
Look up here. Aren't that hard?
Sometimes, yeah, well, it depends on, they pretty much eat whatever they can, whenever they can. How's that?
Maybe I got too close to it.
Kind of like me, human garbage disposal.
Okay, hold on. Scott, you
Yes,
have a
I hear.
question? Oh, I'm sorry.
What's the oldest known dolphin in captivity?
49 years old, lives in Honduras now. Was living in Fort Lauderdale. At Gulf,
Sulfario. No.
no.
I know where.
They just closed it down. They just closed the Fort Lauderdale one down. I can't remember the name of it.
Go for it.
What was your? No, that's
About the
Panama
scars.
City.
Ocean.
Oh, scars.
Scratches.
Scars on the dolphins. All right. Remember earlier I told you about our fingernails and our rings and things like that could scar the animals. Very sensitive skin. Okay, the dolphins will do something to each other Same thing that dogs do. When they play, when they fight, they fight. And dolphins do fight each other. It's how they discipline each other. It's how they defend themselves. And, you know, and that's what they do. They take their teeth, wrap it around, yank their head to the side, leaving what look like fingernail scars going down the side. And this is how they treat each other. Okay? And for some, you know, some it just could be a form of discipline. Others it could be fighting, or it could just be play. We really don't know. Yes.
I think it was Ocean World, wasn't it? In Fort Lauderdale?
Michael Penn.
I'm not sure.
How many tons of fish
Anybody that did not get or did not want to come in the water would like to touch the dolphin? Anybody that did not come in the water that would like to touch the dolphin? You will not get wet.
It looks like brown marks.
Any of you? You want to touch the dolphin?
I want to rub his belly.
Yeah, just go right out there for me. Go right out there if you want to touch.
Can we rub his belly?
Sure.
Sure.
Any of you guys on the end there, you want to go out and touch? You want to touch? All right. All right, guys, go ahead and watch your hands. We're going to back up now.
Good job.
Sir, if I can get you to lay down right there on your belly towards me, put your hand out in the water just like this. Take it way out in the water, and when I put it right on the surface of the water. All right, when I take you, I want you to splash just like this. Okay, you ready? Splash. Guys, go ahead and exit for me. All right, guys, one more big one, Dave. Right out there.
Can I get them up?
Great find, everybody. Say bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.